Welcome back, guys. Episode 2 of the AFL predictions for 2022. Back with my good friend again, MrJxckss. How are we, mate?
Fantastic, mate. Yourself?
Nice little, pretty good, mate. Nice little West Ham cup.
Yeah, it's the wrong show, but it's my best coffee mug. So I was like, bugger it, I'm still getting it.
It is the wrong show. I mean, I've got this is Anfield sign in the back, so we're not really rocking it. I mean, the Magpie scarf's just hanging there. So
yeah, so you got the Brisbane one there as well, so we're all sorted.
Yeah, something's evolved, mate. Exactly. We're going good. We're going good. So, yeah, exciting week, mate. We'll touch on the recap in a little bit, but obviously we've got to get into the predictions. Episode 2, mate. So exciting.
Oh, yeah, we're off. And I mean, it's another round of crackers, mate, because Thursday it just kicks right off. I mean, you might say it's not a cracker, but Port v Melbourne.
I mean, it's a cracker in terms of where they should be. So, I mean, obviously Melbourne are living up to the expectations of what they are. Port are an absolute fucking travesty right now. But, you know, nobody kind of... Well, tell a lie. I mean, we predicted them not to be very good, didn't we? We didn't think they were going to be top 4. Well, maybe I think I might have had them 4th. But we didn't think
5th.
Yeah. But fuck, the start to this year has been atrocious.
You know, it's funny.
You can't even say they've been beat by like really good opponents because they haven't.
No, Carlton have had a harder run. And I actually heard this today and I never thought about it. And someone said, we haven't been talking about it, but how much of an impact did Voss leaving have? Because
absolutely.
Voss leaves Port Adelaide, goes to Carlton. Yep. Carlton start 3-0. Port Adelaide go 0-3.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, you got to look at it when these coaches and when these managers and stuff like that are involved with clubs. It's never the head coach that is always to take the glory. It's always the guys in behind the scenes that add everything up. You look at and we can look at the flip side. We can also look at Richmond and Collingwood. Like Richmond lose Leppich and McRae, and now McRae and Leppich go to Collingwood. Richmond are nowhere near the same beast they used to be. And we're playing very Richmond-style 2017, 2019 Premiership football. So you're dead right. And Vossi, you look at Carlton's midfield and you look at fucking Port's midfield, and Port's midfield's like a piece of fucking jelly right now. It's so soft.
Which is strange. Because on paper, it's very nice.
I know. And look, if you even look at statistics, Travis Boak is actually killing it. Like, in terms of stat-wise.
Stat sheet, they're unreal. Stat sheet, they're unreal, which is... And you know what's irritating? Port Adelaide have thrown everyone's multis out for 2 weeks in a row.
Mate, they fucked me over.
They'll win this one.
Oh, I know. It's one of those where you don't want to predict it.
They'll fucking win this one. I'm still not backing them.
No, I can't. I think Melbourne are a different beast.
So do I.
What we predicted at the start of the year, I thought that maybe they won't go back to back. Like I thought that maybe this year wouldn't be that start of the dynasty. But just the games I've been watching really makes me think that maybe it might be.
Hot. They're shit hot.
Very, very good. Anyway, we'll get into these predictions, mate. We go a little bit overboard with our,
that's all right.
With our breakdowns, mate. But so who you got? Who you going for Port versus?
Well, Lever could be back. It's still touch and go, and Gray's meant to still be out. Like I said, this will be the 1 Port win, but I'm still back in Melbourne. But it's just, I'm still back in Melbourne. Like, I still think Melbourne will pump them 40 points. That's what should happen here.
Yep.
But it's it'll piss me off if Port win. It'll flat out.
It has a Port win written all over it. But I'm going to go with Melbourne just because I've seen some stuff in the media around Ken Hinkley, and I think that maybe some stressed. There's some stuff going under the water there. Like, apparently people saying, he's never been accepted at the club and all this shit. It's like, yeah, because he's never been good. What are you on about? But, yeah, so I don't know. I don't think they'll turn it around against a team like Melbourne. I think Melbourne will win, and Port will be 0-4, which no one would have picked at the start of the year.
And then going into Carlton next week, but we'll get into that next week.
Yeah, good luck.
But, yeah, so I'm going Melbourne 40+. And on Friday night, now this is a cracker of a Friday night. We have Geelong at home. Geelong, how you ever want to say.
Geelong.
Versus Brisbane. And before we get into it, I couldn't find any changes, but I had the punts up before. Geelong are decent favourites.
Oh, down at the Cattery, they always are.
That shits me off. And they are bogey. Yeah. I think we've beaten them once in the last 7 years.
Yeah,
maybe twice.
I mean, should have beat them last year with that holding the ball call.
Yes,
So,
that was, yes.
with Zach Bailey. So you should have had a win there. But yeah, I mean, they're always strong at home. But, and I don't know. I think you would take a lot from how we played against them last week and try to implement that style. Let's be honest about it. I think that Collingwood were brilliant. I thought we were brilliant. I thought we were brilliant for 3 quarters, particularly in that third, kicking 9 goals. And if we just had a little bit more experience, and we'll touch on it when we predict Collingwood, we would have beat Geelong easily. So they don't scare me as much as what other clubs do. And Brisbane obviously coming off a bloody 108-point win. If you've been following the Spotify and following our videos, you know that I picked them to win the premiership this year, and I can't see them. I can't see them dropping off that. They at least haven't changed my mind yet. Let's put it that way. So I think they got a very, very good chance.
There's a very big consensus, and I keep hearing it, that even before it started, people were thinking the same as me. I didn't pick us to win it. I couldn't decide. But it's a 2-horse race.
And fucking hell. It's Melbourne and Brisbane. It's Melbourne and Brisbane. And it's to me, it's so clear. I think the 2 best teams are so evident. The Doggies are, you would have had them there at the start of the year, but they're so, something's not right there this year. Maybe it's just form and that early season form. I don't know. But if you look at Melbourne and you look at Brisbane, this is the one big thing I think that has really tipped me over to thinking that these 2 are the best. And it's the fact that they have not played well in 2 of their games this year, but they've still won.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing for me. Yeah. Because they were shit against Port. Terrible. They weren't great. Yeah. They weren't great against, who'd you play the next week?
Why can't I remember?
Yeah.
Where's me going?
Come to me. You're away. Essendon.
Essendon. That's right. It's Essendon. That was shocking.
You didn't play fantastic.
That's how memorable that game was.
Exactly. So those 2 games were kind of a bit iffy, but they managed to get it done, and that's all that matters. And the same with Melbourne. Melbourne come up stumps against Gold Coast.
Exactly.
And it didn't look that great this week either. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Easily my 2 standouts for this year. And I think Brisbane can go to Geelong and get it done. But they seem to have this weird sort of style against Brisbane. Like, that sort of
slow us down. They
slow the game down, and they like to chip it around. And for some reason, Brisbane can't deal with that. I don't know why.
So, yeah, I'm hoping it's a different story, because there's been a few things. Like last year, we would have won that North Melbourne game by 35 points. But this year, we kept going. So, maybe we figure it out. I'm tipping us, but I think it'll be under 12. I think it'll
you haven't seen that stat then, have you?
Tight affair. What's that?
Because it's April 21st or something, because it's on Fox Footy. You should have a look. April 21st, 2021. So last year, you beat them by 100. And then this year, you beat them by 108.
I'll throw it out. I'm going to edit it out. No, I won't.
Yeah. So, because it was like the kangaroo's face. It's like, we don't like playing the Lions or something like that. And it was just the 2 side by sides, 100 one year and then 108 this year.
Yeah.
So you like playing them.
Oh, lovely. But I'll get into more depth of Kangaroos when we get to them, because there's more to unfold there. But so who you going? You're going Brisbane as well, are you?
Yeah, I feel Brisbane. I don't think Geelong were that great against Collingwood. I really don't. I don't think Brisbane are just starting, and they'll be so confident after that win.
Oh, you would think so, wouldn't you?
Cameron could have had bloody fucking 10, honestly.
He could have.
Yeah, I'm picking Brisbane. I'm confident.
I'm going to go Brisbane as well. And then next game, we got Sydney versus North Melbourne. So it doesn't get any easier for the Kangas. They could be up for another flogging. McInerney for Sydney's meant to be back in. Papley's a chance. But Hickey is out for 6 weeks, which is a shame, because he's just reinvigorated his career.
I know. And like last year, he really came back. It was better than a lot of people predicted. And then this year, he's just a solid ruckman. And then, gets into it again. Papley's a big in for them if they have him.
So is McInerney. It's an underrated in.
True. That is true. He's Papley's just that X factor, and he's dynamic. He's hard to stop. So, but yeah, I mean, even if those 2 aren't in, and even if they don't have Hickey, I can't see Kangaroos.
It's still going to be a slappy. Like, you would imagine Kangaroos are going to come out for the first quarter and put up a fight, but then I think it's just going to be a steamroll, and I think Sydney by 50 plus. But what I was going to say about North Melbourne is we pumped them by 100 points. Their reserve team got pumped by 100 points as well. So not only is their first 22, I want to say terrible, but there's a couple of plays in there like Larky that I really, really like. And Horne-Francis, I think, is going to be good. Yeah. But that shows they have no depth. So I don't know what they have to do to get out of this. And
it's a long road.
I like Noble, because he came from chairman of Brisbane, but I don't know if he's up for that task.
It's a big task. It's
massive task.
It's monstrous. What they need is an old school, not an old school, but they need a manager that's proven that that's been sacked and wants to come back. And I mean, I don't want him to ever go there because I just always want to think of him as a Collingwood man. But I mean, it's like typical for like Buckley, something like that. You know what I mean? Where someone's got to come back and try reinvigorate their style again, and they go with a team that doesn't care about the results, and then they build them up. But who that's going to be, I have no idea. But like you said, I mean, you're touching on North Melbourne being shit from fucking top to bottom. I think you got to give Brisbane credit because Brisbane now have an elite reserve side as well. They're no pushovers.
And we're going to struggle to keep some of them. We're going to struggle to keep some of them.
I saw Cockatoo at the markets the other day, bro. I was at Manly, and I was just like getting me veg, and like he was like standing next to me. I was like, Cockatoo.
He's starting to find a little, because he's a bit of a training ground myth. Training ground legend, like what he can do on the training pitch, that all the teammates rave about what he can do, and he hasn't put it together on the field yet. He's starting to put a little bit of magic, just here and there, but it's we'll see how he goes. I'm a fan of him, and I think Fagan likes him.
I always liked him.
So
I thought he was good at Geelong. So
another injury-ridden player that we took up, and he hasn't got injured since. He got injured last year. He did get injured last year.
The medical staff at Brisbane just
exceptional.
I need to know.
So we both got Sydney there. Flogan? Yep, easy. I mean, Luke Davies. Just Luke Davies. He's back for North Melbourne. That's not going to change much. And then we got your boys, Collingwood versus West Coast. I can't even get into the ins and outs of West Coast because it's a fucking shambles, mate. There's too much going on.
You can't predict it. Tagoe's out, so that's
not even fighting it. I think might be a good decision because they could have lost that, and it could have been 2 weeks.
They probably would have, to be honest. And I think they've probably learned their lesson because they tried to challenge Maynard, it didn't work. So they've probably just gone, look, it's a week, we'll leave it.
Take it.
I thought I actually think, I know his kicking form hasn't been fantastic with someone like you betting on him a lot.
I'm chasing him until he kicks it.
Well, that's the thing.
I'll chase him all year till he kicks it back.
He will absolutely have it. But I think he's playing brilliant. And I think all of us are playing brilliant, to be honest. I think that you can definitely see the style McRae's implemented. But obviously against Geelong, it just didn't have enough. Still too young in the tank to just see a game out.
It's just a lesson learned, I think.
It is. It's a lesson learned. You got to think of it like this. Geelong 2 years ago played in the grand final. They're a top four side. They are they're way further down the track than what we are.
Almost past the track.
And that's true. We absolutely spanked them from pillar to post, pulled their pants down. So that's really encouraging.
Yeah.
And I think, years ago, maybe a year or two ago, particularly on the Buckley, I was, what I'm like, especially after 2018, I'm always afraid of West Coast because they have a style that just beats us because they're big and we're not that big. But this year I feel confident. They're injury-ridden and they're not the same side they used to be. And if we can play anywhere close to the level that we played for 3 quarters against Geelong, it won't even be a contest.
Yeah, no, you'll be. I'm tipping yes. These are both off a loss, but like the West, and it's too.
West Coast got smashed by Freo, bro. That never happens.
I will say they're both losses that you can't really buy into. Like Collingwood, it was just a lesson learnt, and West Coast was half a West Coast again. So they're losses that we can't really. They're not massive. It's not a North Melbourne loss, but
no, it's not.
I still think.
But also, it would be Collingwood's luck just because of the way the rivalry's been over the last couple of years. They'll have all their players back this week. I could genuinely see it. It will happen.
They'll be up for it if they've got some of the similar faces because they're always up for use.
There'll be Kennedy, Darling, they'll all be there, pumping it along, looking for it.
I'm still going to back you.
Fucking boundary the cunt.
Because I don't know who's coming in, I'm just going to say 12 points to Collingwood.
It's going to be close. It'll be close. I think we get it done though.
Yeah. So then we go into another bit of a cracker. It's going to be this game's a massive one to see where they're both at, and it's Richmond V Dogs. So
that's true. I even just by saying it, I can't see Richmond beating the Dogs.
I wouldn't say it. Rebold and Pressi are a chance again. They were a chance last week, but who knows?
Did you see that take by Jonathan Brown on the couch? I tagged you, and I'm not sure if you saw it. He's so right in what he says that the Tigers or the Lions after sort of that 2004.
The hunger's done.
The hunger's gone.
Yep.
Even though they don't think it's gone, it's gone.
They don't know.
Yeah, they don't know. And you look at the likes of Cochin and all that, they're just not the same beast anymore. And that's fine, dude. When you win 3 premierships, fucking fair
out of
enough.
4.
Like, out of 4. 3 out of 4. Mason Cox to stop him in 2018 now. So. But, yeah, 3 out of 4. That's it. That's
what every team wants. 3 out of 4.
Team wants. And it's what you have to do and what you have to give up and the sacrifice and the levels you got to play at to reach that is phenomenal. So that will always stay with them forever. But unfortunately, it means that there's a downfall. Like, particularly in just other players, like Shane Edwards, man. He's in my super coach.
Gone skis.
Right? He's cooked. And he was awesome. He was fucking awesome. But he was so bad. Like, can't get on the football. Just not good. I think Tom Lynch is probably past the hill as well, to be honest. I'm not sure.
I've never bought into Lynch. I feel like I don't think he's earned his money.
Him to be the top goal scorer this year.
Who?
I just want to say. Wayne Carey. Coleman medalist.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Wayne Carey. Larky's seen top goal scorer in the month on North Melbourne.
I generally think it could be King.
Could be. Could be.
Could be King. He's looking
your
good.
Early tip of Danaher could be well because he just gets around the goal so much. He misses a ton, but he's just there all the time.
That's what I mean. The guy's got a natural ability of just being involved.
And Mackay's still can get him. Mate, I didn't know North Melbourne have his brother.
Yeah, his twin, and he's a defender.
It is his twin.
Yeah, it's his twin.
I thought so. I was like, he's bloody playing for 2 clubs, this bloke. But
yeah, he looks the same. Yeah, that's his twin.
Isn't it funny? You can tell them growing up. One's a fullback, one's a full forward. Easy to play with each other, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, no, that was interesting. So we're both going Dogs. So I'm going to go Dogs as well. I think Dogs.
Yeah, I think Dogs.
30 points. I reckon 30.
Yeah, that's probably 24.
Because they got to win now, and you don't want to verse Dogs after a win.
No, you don't. And they've probably settled down a little bit after that Bevo spat, so I think they're pretty good.
I still haven't heard anything about Crozier, about his feint, but I doubt you'll see him until they've done tests up the wall. So I doubt
Bond seems to have survived his injury scare. So
he always does that, doesn't he? Just go for it.
He does.
So we're both down Dogs. And then we got another one where we're going to see where both teams are at. It's a good round, this one, to see where each other are at, because it's Freo GWS.
Oh.
So it's going to tell us a lot. Both off a win. So both up and about. Monday back.
Game, isn't it?
Monday back for Freo. Hooper out for GWS. I don't know. I always thought it was Hopper. But there's 2 O's in it.
I thought it was Hopper too.
Yeah, but it's spelled Hooper.
Do they have a Hooper?
Possibly.
Do they just have a Hooper as well as a Hopper? That'd be a stitch up.
But yeah, Monday is huge. That's a massive.
I think when Fife comes back too, that's huge. Freo will be different. But that is a really tough game.
Isn't it?
Because Freo, fantastic.
You know what
GWS, I think.
You know what I'm going?
I'm going Freo.
I'm going to draw.
No. If that comes off, I'm going to be.
I'm going to draw. I'm going to put 5 on it. I'm going to put 5 on it. Yeah, because draws are always paying like $81.
Yeah.
I want to draw.
They're going to happen at some point, don't they?
Pick
you can almost guarantee there's one a year.
Yeah, pretty much. There's
always one a year.
Yeah.
But you don't know when.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Degoe's going to kick 5 in one game. If I just chase him long enough, he's paying high enough, I'll make all my money back and hopefully a bit more biscuits. So we'll see.
76-1 that was stupid.
And then when you text me, he kicked 4 behinds, I wanted to throw up. I was done.
Oh, bro, first quarter 0-4. I was like, oh, come on.
That's terrible, isn't it? So who you going, Freo?
Yeah, I'm going Freo.
Yeah, GWS are flaky, aren't they?
They are, mate. Soft as butter.
I mean, they showed up last week against Gold Coast, but Gold Coast didn't show up. So that's that.
That's Gold Coast. So.
Yeah. All right. And then we got Essendon Adelaide. Adelaide off a big win, off a shank.
Just the bend. That's got to be the greatest. I love it. If you watch the commentary when he hits it, they're just like, oh. And then like as it starts to pull back, they're like, it's coming back.
But I seen a tweet, I think it was like the footy gods are crazy because Dad said the footy god has come down and gone, no, bugger you, Port. You've been rubbish, and just blown that back in because he dead set shanked it. I think the players even come out and said, yeah, he was bad off the boot.
Yeah, because he just pulled it. That was going for behind, and the wind's gone. Thanks for coming, Cole.
Yeah, see you later, Port. You're dusted. And Essendon, obviously, with the loss to Melbourne, but I mean, that's always expected. Essendon, Shield, a chance, as well as Tip and Woody, which are both actually massive ends.
Well, Shield played last week because he was 100 points on the bench.
Oh, well, there you go.
He was 100 points on my bench.
Was he in
I thought
last week?
Oh yeah, I know, bro. I thought he was toast. It must have been a late in.
Must have.
And because I was looking through the bench when we played each other, and I was like, who is this with 100 points? And I was like, Shield? Come on.
I've got Reece this week, so it's going to be a big face-off.
If Carlton, all you got to hope for is just Carlton not to have.
Yeah, I know. And
they do, you're fucked.
They got an easy one too. We'll get to that shortly. But also, Sloane is a chance, I've heard as well, in red. That's decent, but we'll see. I actually another one where we're going to see where both these are at. I think Essendon get their first win. I think Essendon get their first win here.
You hate to say it about Adelaide, but you can almost bank on them being your first win type team. Like Port must have thought that, but that didn't happen. But yeah, look, they're not going to get many wins this year. Adelaide, regrettably so. They're a decent side, and they've still got a long way to go. But yeah, Essendon are a far better side than Adelaide, so they should win. Yeah, I'll pick Essendon.
I'm going to actually go 30 plus, I reckon. I'm going to chase Essendon for a bit of a slapping.
Woody 5, you never know.
Well, Tipper Woody's in, he's kicking 4. I might get on him.
Anthony Tipper.
They're both going Essendon there. That's a fair call. And then we got Hawks v Saints. Let's have a look. Who's going to come out?
That's tough.
Isn't it?
That's tough.
Can't have 2 draws in one round, surely.
No, you can't. See, the Saints played well in their game against Richmond too. Hawthorn. I'm just starting to think, with this thing with Sam Mitchell, is it a case of he just executed brilliantly against Port, and in North Melbourne aren't really that good of a team, so you should be beating them. But did he just execute his game plan against Port brilliantly? And then obviously the fight back against Carlton, you could argue that they probably should have won. Carlton fucking shit the bed. But
they stopped,
they didn't. They did. So I don't know. I'm going Saints. I think Saints after their win.
Yep. Big win.
Got a little bit of confidence. I think they'd be all right. I think the Saints.
Billings is a chance as well to be back as well.
And he's a big player. He's a good player.
I'm going Saints as well because I think they win this as well, and I think they win it with under 12. But I mean, I got served by my mate at work when we both tipped against the Saints last week. He let me know about it Monday morning.
Yeah, they beat them.
Put a comment on the video as well saying 20 plus. He went far off. Well, mate, you should listen to me.
Well, it was him.
Yeah, it was in our Target Shop. Yeah, how you going, Target Shop?
We
both got the Saints this week, mate.
We've got the Saints this week, so calm down.
King for another 5.
Yes, mate.
And then to finish up the round, man, the Sunday games have got Carlton on because they thought they were going to be rubbish. Is just abysmal. It's Gold Coast versus Carlton.
This has 80 points plus. I'm written all over it for me, surely. Well, this is going to decide whether or not Carlton are the real deal, I think. I think if Carlton are the real deal, they go out and punish them. And they don't hold back.
What if they come out in first gear? That's
what I'm saying. There's going to be... Look, this is the thing. It's the thing with Carlton and Hawthorn is that they're still going... Like, Carlton are 3-0, but they're still going through their transition with Vossi. And, they're going to have games where... They're not turned up, or they play really well and then choke. They're going to have those games. So it's going to happen. Is it going to happen against Gold Coast? I don't know. But they're going to lose football matches, no doubt about it. They're not going to be a top 4 side yet. So I don't know.
Yeah, I
don't think Gold Coast away from home is going to be good enough to beat them.
I think it's at Gold Coast. I think it's at...
Is it?
But that doesn't still change. I'm going to go Carlton just because they've been too good. I'm still drunk on
weapons as well. You know what I mean? Too many weapons. Even if Gold Coast turn up and play and give them a really good crack, you need a lot to go right. And you at the moment, it's pretty impossible to stop Cripps, Walsh, and Newman and those boys. So I don't know how you do that. And Kennedy.
I hear they call him Kennedy Bison now because he just fucking runs head first.
It's like a turn of It's just a turn in his career, isn't it? Well,
he plays like Vossi, so obviously the coach has had
GWS,
such an impact.
GWS, he was nothing, and then he comes to Carlton. And admittedly, at the start of Carlton, we've got to be honest about it, he wasn't fantastic. But sometimes that change of coach just really ignites someone. And like you have said so many times before, if there's ever going to be a midfield that's going to be inspired by a coach, it's Vossi.
Yeah, and Carlton.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
it's such a perfect fit.
It is. It was meant to be. So, no, I'm happy for them. I'm happy for Vossi because Vossi deserved another crack.
No, I've been saying for
and
years the next crack, he'll be good. Next
yeah,
crack,
and
will come
before,
good.
and obviously he had 2 interviews at Collingwood,
Mhm.
so they were interested in him as well, but obviously went the route of McRae. But yeah, I'm really happy that he's just doing well. Obviously, it's shit that it's at Carlton, but yeah, no, it's good for him because he deserves it. I mean, he was out of the coaching game for too long, I felt. But
Yeah, well,
obviously,
8 years. I can't believe it was that long.
but like you said at the start of the video, maybe Port's success was all because of Aussie. Or maybe
he was
not
a
all because of
major
Aussie.
part.
Or a major part. Major part. You could see he must have had his blueprints all over that midfield. You know what I mean? So, so yeah, interesting, man. But I'll go Calvin. I think I'll go back to hype as well.
I'm going to go, like what you said, I'm going 80. No, I'm not. I'll go 50.
It's a lot. 80's a lot.
Well, I put a punt and I couldn't decide 40 to 49 or 50 to 59 for Brisbane. And then it was 100 to 109. I was like, bloody hell, I would have been paying a fair wicket that one.
Would have been paying a mock.
Yeah, that would have been good.
We would have done it. Someone would have done it.
Oh, absolutely. Like if I went for 50, 59, someone would have. Well, obviously, that's it. I'm not chasing to go for this week, so I'm going to need another tip for a bag that's paying well, but I'll figure that out. Well, I think
if you're going for a bag in Collingwood, if you're chasing Collingwood specifically, I would say right now, bag Elliott or bag...
It's not a bad bet.
Or I'm going to go cheeky. I say bag Henry.
You reckon he's ready for a bag? Oh.
I reckon he's
I'm going to look at the odds on that one.
I reckon he's got it in him. It's coming.
Not MrJxckss? MrJxckss ready for 5?
Oh, MrJxckss, all his bags are 5. But he's probably paying well, you know what I mean? So if you're going to go for that, Jamie Elliott is always capable, so he might be paying a little bit more. But somebody's got to take the goalie's role. I don't know who that's going to be just yet. There's talks of maybe bringing up one of our old draftees that hasn't made an appearance yet from last year. His name Ash Johnson. He scored 4 goals in the Resi's game, the VFL game. So he might get a shout. I don't know, or I don't know if they just move people around. I've got a funny feeling they'll just bring Cox back in, but I hope they don't.
Fucking Goggles.
So we'll see. Goggles might even kick 5. You never know.
Oh, yeah, I might have to jump on that. All right, I think that wraps it up, mate. We're all done now. I think our tips are good.
Very good. Nice work. So that's episode 2, guys, of the predictions for 2022. So as always, if you like, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We'll leave Jack's handle in the video again in the description down below for his gaming channel if you guys are interested in that. But as always, I guess we'll see you guys on the next one. Round 5 next week, mate.
Easy. All right.
Exciting. All right, Cobber. Take it easy, mate.
See you, mate.
See you, mate.